I'm Marco, R Washers Pressure Washers out of Houston, Texas. And what we have here today is a post-construction cleanup job. It's a little bit different than a standard one. We're actually being subcontracted out by a striping company. And one of the obstacles we're facing here is that we only have one water source, which is down about 100 feet that way. And this is where our garden hose goes. So what we do to battle this is, as we're filling up, we'll pressure wash the area that's close to the water source first while it's filling up. And generally these water sources at these commercial sites put out about 8 gallons a minute, some more. I'm using a 5 gallon per minute machine, so it's filling up faster than I'm using it. And then we're able to basically clean up the concrete here. And they don't want us to do anything other than sweep it to the middle, and then the construction company is actually going to dispose of all the debris that comes out, which is really nice for us because we're not having to reclaim it or scoop it up with a shovel or anything like that. Now, what we do is, once the water tote is filled, we take our power washer and we take it to the farthest point that we're supposed to clean, which is going to be over here. So we start at the farthest point and start working our way towards the water source. We do that so that we minimize time being wasted. Instead of cleaning close to the water source, you want to go to the farthest point. So that being said, I'm now going to start working at the very end over here and start power washing back. And once I run out of water, I'm going to park back at the water source, start filling up the water tank, and then continue power washing the areas that need to be cleaned on that direction. And a lot of times you're going to run out of water while you're out here, and then whenever you go back, you're going to run out of stuff to clean that's near your water source. That's going to be the time where you're going to be sitting there and waiting for water. Or you can invest in more garden hose. I'm not a big fan of having 500 feet of garden hose because at some point the water that's going to travel into your vehicle is going to be insufficient to even supply what you have. You could do that. I'm just not doing it today. But that's pretty much it. These jobs are something also on these new construction jobs. I advise against using a surface cleaner. This concrete is about a month old. So using a surface cleaner and having 2,500 to 3,500 psi making direct impact on the concrete, it's going to cream it. It's going to make etch marks that will stay in the concrete forever, and it's going to look terrible. And then you're going to have a very upset contractor. So those are things that you need to consider whenever you're doing this. You're going to have to wand it. I like the 40-degree tip because it's the least destructive. You're wanting to take stuff that is basically heaped on the surface. You're not pressure washing for mold. You shouldn't have any gum spots other than the couple of pieces of gum that contractors, employees have spit out here, which so far I found none. But on this, you really don't want to get directly onto the concrete. I advise against using a turbo nozzle. I've seen people use turbo nozzles on these. Don't use that. It's going to cream the concrete. Don't use a 15-degree nozzle. 25 would be the shortest angle that you're going to want to use on this. Heat, I wouldn't recommend it unless you're having issues with a bunch of tire marks. You really don't need a lot of heat for this. And most of the stuff that you're going to be dealing with is mud. You're going to deal with insulation. And you're going to be dealing with, I can't remember, it's that chalky stuff that goes in the walls. I'm going to remember it after I make this video. Unfortunately, I didn't script this video, so you just get what you have. But you know what I'm talking about. It's the white chalky stuff that goes inside the wall that's insulation. So that's pretty much it. Sheetrock, that's what it was, sheetrock. So you're gonna have sheetrock. I've already pressure washed some sheetrock up, but that's most of what you have. You don't want this to go down the storm drain. unless you want the EPA to pay you a visit. But shooting sheetrock and fiberglass down the storm drain, that is going to be a huge problem. So don't do that. And if normally what I'd recommend is just shoveling this stuff up and putting into a garbage bag if this job required it, but they're not requiring it, so I'm not doing it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, give us a call at any time. Visit us at www.rwashers.com. Thank you for watching the video.